think about that, I go back and I say, why use feeling? Why am I feeling heard? Why am I feeling like someone's listening to me? Why am I feeling like someone cares? Why am I feeling like someone's knowledgeable? Why am I feeling like someone has my best interest versus what they want, their ulterior motive, the thing that they want, and I may have that gotcha moment, or I may have been sold, or I may feel buyer's remorse or regret. I think a lot of that comes from the fact that when we go through a journey of an interaction, that interaction is an interaction with a business through their website, through their IVR, through their chat, through their social media, through the conversations with their agents. And those agents, when I say agents, it could be the agent of the business. It could be a salesperson. It could be an engineer. It could be a technical resource. It could be their billing department. It doesn't matter. There's someone and some place in which there is a touch point through the journey you have interacting with a business. And I'm going to speak of it from the perspective of a business, right? A B2C world, and sure, it could be B2B as well, absolutely. But when we're talking to others, when we're interacting with others, that feeling of being heard and understood could be everything from when I call in, do you know who I am? Do you know why I'm calling? When I talk to a person, do I feel like you have the answers? Do I feel like you're more of a roadblock impediment? Or do I feel like you're part of the solution? Do I feel like I have to repeat everything 100 times? Do I have to be sent to a lot of different places to repeat everything I've said? Do I get dropped? And when I re-engage, I have to start from scratch? When I'm working in a sales cycle, do I feel like every time I talk to a different person, that they're asking me the same questions over and over? Do I feel like somebody is showing me something, telling me something, that I sit back and I go, this isn't even relevant. This isn't even important to me. Why are we talking about this? If you ever, as a consumer, like right, many times have been in situations of what I just described, you go like, yeah, I do business with you all the time. How come you don't know me? I just called you back. Why do I have to repeat everything that I just said? Why, when I talk to somebody else, they're asking me all the same questions? It feels like none of you are talking to one another. How come when you're showing me things, products and services or whatever it may be, why does it feel like you're showing me things like as if you have no clue what it is that I actually want? It's because a lot of times when we do things because we have our own approach to it. And many times we're not thinking about the customer. We're not thinking about that customer. And that customer could be a peer. It could be another department. It could be an actual end consumer customer if you're selling them products or services. You're really not keeping them in mind. It's not about them. It's about you. What's easy for you to do? What's easy and timely for you to do? What's cost effective for you? What you've always done because you're comfortable. It's what you know, so that's what you'll do. It's what the boss said. Whatever it is, we many times do not feel genuinely heard and understood because when we interact with brands, when we interact with individuals, many times we do have to repeat ourselves. We do have to start from scratch often. We often feel that the people we talk to actually are not in our corner. They have an ulterior motive. It's something about them, not about me. And so when we step back and we look at the concepts of being genuinely heard and understood, we have to look back and we have to do that simple thing that I talk about all the time. Have you stopped to think about the end user? And have you walked through that journey in their shoes without all of the noise of, but that costs money, but because that takes more time, but fine, those have a place. Put it on hold for a minute and walk through the desert that you put your customer through. That customer is your staff. It's your department. It's another department that you interact with. It's your customer. Whatever that is, and see if, without the lens of all the other things that get in the way, are you doing right by them? And if the answer is no, then go back and figure out, not, I can't because of this, I can't because of that. Ask yourself, what would it take? What would it take? Not, I can do this, or I can't because I don't have budget, or I don't have people or resources, or I don't know. Just what would it take to improve this journey? Then fine, you could get tactical and start going through the specific things. But the first thing is going back and saying, what does the journey look like? And then what can I do about it? What are the options I have? And then you can go into the individual tactics of, sure, I need to teach my agents and my supervisors and my team that during this part of the journey, we need to be better at asking questions and inquiry. We need to be better at listening. We need to actually create a better IVR. We need to be able to make a better experience with our chatbot. We need to make a better experience with the way someone navigates through where they're being routed. We need to have a better way for agents to have real-time information so that they can see what that journey was like. In the sales process, same thing. We need to be able to come back and say, what did we talk about? Have I shared that with everybody? Have I practiced with everybody in a pre-call? Have I had engagements with people to say, do we all know our part? Do we all know why we're here? Do we all know how to make sure that the time is well spent and the customer's time isn't wasted? Have we made sure that everything that we want to talk about and we want to show is relevant? It's specific to what they want, not what we want. The only things we want to talk about are things that help them. Because otherwise, that's not a sale. They're going to churn. They're going to leave you. They're going to be upset. You've wasted energy. You've wasted resources. You wasted time. And you've created someone now who wants to go to the market and tell everybody how bad of a partner or bad of a company you are or person to work with. So when we talk about these strategies to ensuring how do we make sure one feels genuinely understood and heard as part of it, sure, we can leverage technology, but use it to their benefit first before ours at the expense of them. And then secondly, wherever there is human interaction, human connection, that it is human. It's not just about you. Being part of human is communal. It's about being together with that other person, not at that other person. So that way, in the end, when you have that interaction, when you have that sale, when you have that engagement, there is something that you've learned, something that you've accomplished that's a benefit to everyone involved, not just you being able to check your quota, check your stats, check the things alone. Now, those things are extremely important, but not at the expense of positive outcomes.